Now that is some good looking grass. And you all know that wheat is a grass, so we are no different from the cows. We eat grass. Okay, Jason Bourne, after the Bourne identity, the Bourne supremacy, he's retired to the suburbs. He's come to, he's an old man now. Immortals, eh? Will put their name to the test. Okay, there's this sixth form college near my house, and they have a collection of capybaras. This creature you see in front of me, the ducks give it a bit of scale. It's a Labrador sized rat pig hybrid, and it's ultra calm. And you may not know this, but capybaras, in the native Portuguese, because they're Brazilian animals from the Amazon, they're called capivaras. But to stick with the Anglo version, capybaras are known to be ultra friendly with different species of animals. Be it in the wild, be it in captivity, the capybara will hang out with snakes, alligators, dogs, ducks, pets, everything. So, I wish I could go and pet it, because it's not every day you hang out with a giant rat pig hybrid the size of a dog. Children can sometimes see with better vision than we have. What I mean is my son Isaac, who is 2, he is a big fan. He is in awe of construction workers, forklift drivers, digger drivers, bulldozer drivers, bin men, quantity surveyors. What do you call those ones with those weird lasers on the street, measuring things with little mirrors? And Isaac sees them for what they are. These are amazing men keeping society going. Children value people who work with their hands, like firemen. He loves the ambulance drivers, always gets the wave when they go Nino, Nino. And these workers, they love Isaac back, because when you are seen properly and appreciated for what you really are, you feel it, and it's reciprocated. As the hippies would say, namaste. Talk a bit about the horror I feel when dealing with people sometimes. And it's a horror I don't feel when I'm in nature with animals, whether they're wild animals or dogs on a walk or kitty cats going meow meow and saying hello. With an animal, you expect a certain amount of impulsive, instinctual behavior. And when someone goes into the lion enclosure at a zoo and thinks that they're the lion whisperer and they get mauled, you don't look at that lion like an evil terrorist or a murderer. You see it as a lion. Lion's gonna lion. A few years ago, a couple of decades ago actually, there was a Werner Herzog, great documentary maker. He actually played a high-ranking imperial captain in season 1 Mandalorian. Great show. But Werner Herzog did a documentary about the bear man. The bear man thought he could go into Alaska, hang out with wild bears, and he got eaten alive on audio. And there's a very harrowing scene when Werner, Mr. Herzog, he said he listens to the audio because the mother of this guy who got mauled, he listens to it, and he goes, in his wonderfully German accent, he goes, "Do me a favor, destroy this, never ever listen to that." Now, do we look at those bears and go, what motherfucker bears killing innocent people? No, bear's gonna bear. But where does and I'm sure many of my viewers share this, where does this disappointment, this ugliness, like this reaction, the recoiling and horror from most people, I'll tell you what it is. Human beings are not animals. We have reason, logic, empathy, sympathy, and the ability to abstract, as I go on about. And because of that, when you see a human being acting in a way that isn't decent, I think it's about wasted potential, inefficiency. It's the opposite of a beautiful fractal or a beautiful flower. It's the opposite of aesthetic appreciation. When a human being rapes or murders or assaults for no reason or acts in a thieving, dishonest manner, the rage and hate that we feel is a form of love. It's tough love, because you know that that person could be and should, good whistle there, should be so much more. And I thought I had discovered a new species of blackberry. I was like, wow, I shall name it Azul turkensis veitchensis blubensis. I just want to, someone has spray painted these leaves. Look at that, brand new species, guys. You saw it here first in the Charlie Veitch channel. It's Azul turquoisensis bluensis veitchensis. There you go. Perfectly natural, just like Antifa hair. So Aaron Lewis, the great singer, formerly of Stain, goes, he's just a country boy. A lot of friends of mine, they're like, yeah, I'm a city boy. But does anyone have the balls to admit that they're a suburban boy, just like me? When there's no one on the oval, it's just not cricket. Here's a crappy joke for you. What do you call a policeman using his discretion? And if you see behind me, not a face mask in sight. Old normal, here we come back. Woo! Were people just better in the past? I mean, look at the care and aesthetics and architecture for a bus stop. They just don't do anything anymore like the good old days. Let's see when it's from. Yep, pre-World War II, 1930. Okay, so just outside Monton here in Salford, and some architecture that doesn't upset me. This is obviously brand new houses, and they're built with a little bit of bricky tradition. So the abject hatred for these is more of a gentle neutrality. What do you guys think? If I was to get a private license plate, it would be similar to that. If the C and the H at the end were the other way around, it would say Veitch. Here we're looking at some Bellway housing development on some brown site just off Swinton. Now it amazes me, I see a lot of house building in Manchester, massive apartments, loads of houses, tens of thousands of new housing units every year, yet house prices are shooting up faster than they ever have. Even faster than that ridiculous period 15 years ago. Now, Mr. Randy Panda Conspiracy Man here says that giant PLC construction companies, the multinationals, the nationals, the multi-billion-pound companies, they tell the government, look, not only do the immigrants, because most of them do work, not only do they prop up the boomer pensions, because native English, Scottish, Welsh and Northern Irish, a lot of the middle classes aren't having kids anymore. So we've got this top-heavy population pyramid. So to stop everything collapsing, they had to import fuckloads of people from all over the world. And they bring with them benefits, but also big problems. So the construction companies say, government, we will build 200,000 housing units a year, but only if you bring in 400,000 new immigrants, just so that that supply and demand stays in our favor. Everyone knows that the South African diamond company De Beers, they keep most of their diamonds in the vault, not in the open market. And you know why? Restrict the supply, keep the demand the same. What happens? Prices go up. So restrict the supply of houses, keep the immigrants coming in, prices go up. I mean, my dad, who's 77, back when he was like 28, he drove a Lotus Europa. He bought a 3-bedroom semi-detached house for like £4,000. It wasn't that much more than his salary per year. Nowadays, you've got Mr. X on £30,000 a year, trying to buy a house that's £350,000 a year, or what have you. What's the engine size on it?
1600.
1600. Nice one. Gotta love the eccentric British, don't you? Trike and funeral car. Together at last. Together at last. Together for the last time. All my life they were telling me life begins at 40. I even remember my mother's 40th birthday when I was a 7-year-old. Once I was 7 years old, my mama turned 40 and all her friends were like, life begins now. Now that I'm 40, I get it. Life does begin at 40. Before then I was a little boy, but now I'm a gorilla. Nice sausage roll from Greg's, the non-vegan option. So, have any of you guys ever used a Job Center Plus? Whether recently or in your youth or whatever, yeah? They've just installed one here in the Swinton shopping area. And it's the most bare, empty, desolate, sterile, clinical, okay, no more adjectives, Charlie, sad little place you could ever hope for. And on the way in, there's two large Eastern European bodybuilders wearing G4S armored vests. Makes me wonder what kind of jobs do they have in there, and maybe I should try and steal one. Oh hi, is that Mr. Horner from Horner's Car Services? Yeah, well it's Charlie Yitzhak Moneystein here from the History Channel Legal Unit. We'd like to talk to you about your logo. Many of our viewers have written in saying someone's taken your H over in Swinton. So what do you have to say about that? Is that the History Channel H you got there? Of course it is. Let's see if I can get away from the driver. Any way from the driver? Yes! Legend! Good man! Well, found a quiet spot here in industrial Swinton. There's some Evergreen Ever Given deliveries. We got through the Suez Canal. It's here now. Today's video ends with homework for my viewers. If you've seen Fight Club, you'll know Tyler Durden. He grabs that Korean or Chinese shop worker, puts a gun against his head and says, "What did you dream about doing?" "I dreamed about being a veterinarian." "Okay, I know where you live. If you're not on the path, if you're not registered to study veterinary medicine, you're not going to be a vet. In 10 days, I'll come and blow your head off in your shitty basement flat." And I know it's a basement flat because it starts with a letter. Your homework, darling ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, but the odd lady. This is a very macho channel. Your homework is to go back into your lives, and if there's a situation where that you deal with someone on a regular basis, be it daily or weekly, and you allow them to humiliate you because it's more peaceful, it's easier to do that. This week's lesson, stop. Look them in the eye, tell them to get fucked, break the automatic conditioning that they see you as lesser than them in the great hierarchy. Stir some shit. Don't bring any more peace, guys. It's time to bring the sword. Have a great day. This is Charlie Veitch. It's Thursday. It's almost the weekend.